Let's talk about the game Redfall. This extremely anticipated game by Bethesda, which kept getting pushed back into oblivion, finally saw official gameplay and a release date for the title not that long ago. And with this, we got information that the game will allow up to 4 people in co-op gameplay, which is amazing. Kudos to the social groups that'll get a good hootenanny out of playing this game together. But unfortunately, some of us aren't going to be that lucky, and we'll have to advance through the game solo style, you know, MW3 Spec Ops mode on veteran with no help style, if you know you know. And you very much have the option of playing this game by yourself as told by the developers. So why do I need an internet connection in order to do that? A lot of modern day single player titles, or titles that include a single player mode, have had the trend of requiring a constant internet connection just to access the game. And it can be frustrating to think about why it has to be that way when you aren't even using the game's online capabilities in your playthrough, so it just seems pointless. Now, I'm sure many of you probably don't even think about it that much, as, you know, internet is a literal necessity nowadays. It seemed to slowly, regularly seek its way into the average household stack of bills in the last 10 years, but still, to this day, it isn't easily accessible for everyone. Some people have very poor connections in certain areas of the world and are limited with online gaming. But even for the people that have a stable connection, many don't even know why they need one for certain single player games. So today, I'm gonna give you all the logic that these game companies have as to why they do this, not saying that I agree with any of it. And hopefully afterwards, you'll get a better understanding as to why the decision for online single player games are made. Just like how you can make the decision to check out my Patreon if you want to support the channel, gain access to exclusive videos that'll never go to YouTube, or be able to watch my channel videos earlier than when I usually upload them. Feel free to check the link in the description below and become a Patreon member today. So why does a game require an internet connection, even if it's the same game if you didn't need one in the first place? Well, there's a few factors that play into this and which companies use to implement this very dumb mechanic. The first reason, which many of you probably already thought about, is for piracy. Ooh, the big P word. Obviously, game companies know how much we love to, y'all, how much y'all are the pirate. YouTube, I don't condone those activities. And so, as an obvious threat to sales, some may try to make their single player titles require a connection in order to verify game integrity, especially if they can't milk a multiplayer mode's microtransactions and get most of their profits from pure game sales. Even though, in actuality, it's not like it's really gonna make a difference, because there's not a single player game on PC that you can't find on 1337X or whatever sites people that aren't myself use, because pirates will always find a way. It's just a matter of time. So while I can see why they do it in theory, it's still annoying to have this feature, because I'm sure even they know deep down it's pretty fruitless. Now, another thing that developers aim to control with single player online games is cheating. Now hold on, I know you're probably gonna get confused, maybe mad that I just said cheating in an offline mode, which, you know, doesn't really make sense, but just hold on, let me cook. The reason some developers want to control cheating in single player is because these said games directly impact the multiplayer experience. Like, for example, on Need for Speed Unbound, your single player progression directly transfers to the multiplayer mode, which could be problematic if you cheated on your game save. So for this, it requires internet to constantly keep a legit account. Now, for this example, while I still don't like it, in a way, I'm glad for it, because if I decide to one day play the multiplayer mode for a game, I'd want everything to be fair and square. But then again, I'd also rather have a multiplayer and single player mode be two differentiated things, so something like this wouldn't have to be necessary. But you know, that's just me. So those are the two biggest reasons for online single player games in the modern age. But with this whole thing being put in place and the heavy reliance on the internet, while it may seem like a good thing for the developers, there's big risks that come with it. One risk is the fact that a constant connection can cause gameplay issues like lagging or stuttering, or if the connection is really interrupted, the game might put you in an unremovable connection error screen, halting your gameplay. Now, if you've played an online single player game, chances are the times that this has happened to you is slim and none. But again, for those people in certain areas of the world with slower connection, it can be annoying. Another big factor of risk is for something to happen like Google Stadia, and man, just a moment of silence for my cloud gaming brothers and sisters out there. They did y'all in the worst way. But what if a company just ceases to exist overnight and just shuts down? What happens to the game? How will you play a title that requires a connection but the servers are shut down? It's a really risky thing to require a connection, so for that, I'm always gonna be against it. It's all really annoying to deal with, but you know, what can you do, man? As the times change, we get bombarded with bad game mechanics. It's just a way of life. I still have hope though that game companies can recognize how bad this feature is in reality and kill this trend in the future. So what do you guys think about online single player games, man? Do you hate it or do you hate it? You know, feel free to leave a comment down below. And as always, if you like the video, subscribe, check out the Patreon if you're interested, and I'll see you on the next one.